The ACLU is demanding immediate action after the killing of Renee Good. In a statement, the organization says this tragedy is further proof that ICE is out of control, endangering our communities, and must end this operation before anyone else is brutally hurt or killed. Last month, the Minnesota branch of the organization filed a lawsuit alleging ICE officers routinely violated community members' First Amendment rights. Now, ACLU officials are calling for federal agents to immediately leave the state and demanding Congress rein in ICE funding. So for more on this, let's bring in the ACLU's Director of Immigration Policy, Naureen Shah. Naureen, thank you for being with us. Seeing the protests that we have seen across the country this weekend, what do they tell you about how at least large swaths of the public view the Trump administration's immigration policies?
We're absolutely seeing the public's level of grief and the public's outrage about what is happening in our communities. And unfortunately, it's not just limited to Minneapolis. All over the country, we've seen ICE and other federal agents descending on communities, pulling people out of their cars, dragging them across the street, smashing car windows, descending on schools. And a lot of the public is saying, and you're seeing this in the nearly 1,200 events that are happening this weekend where people are coming together to mourn and to peacefully protest, you're seeing people say enough is enough.
We certainly are. And as I just mentioned, the ACLU officials are now calling for federal agents to immediately leave the state. What, in your mind, does accountability look like after the killing of Renee Good?
We need a full independent investigation into what happened in the killing of Renee Good. But here's what we already know. We already know that again and again, there's a pattern of abuse where ICE and other federal agents are responding to peaceful protesters, people who are recording their actions or simply observing them, responding with the use of force, responding with harassment and even threats. I'll follow you home. I know where you live. It is outrageous. It is unbelievable that it's happening in this country. And we need Congress to step in and say, we're not going to fund these agencies to terrorize our communities.
And so Congress is currently negotiating DHS's budget for 2026. What specifically are you hoping to see from these negotiations?
You know, these agencies actually just got a windfall last summer of $170 billion. They've used it to go on a hiring spree. They've used it to detain more and more people. Now they want to build warehouses where they can hold up to 10,000 people in any given warehouse. We're asking Congress to pull the reins on this, to say, no more funding for detention warehouses, no more funding for the hiring sprees. We need to pull back on this, so not more funding than these agencies already have.
Working for the ACLU, what are you hearing from communities like Minneapolis, communities where ICE has had a major presence? Are you having people coming to you just asking about feeling that their rights are being trampled and what can be done?
Absolutely. Our ACLU staff on the ground in every state are hearing, and our partners are hearing every day, how afraid people are. People are afraid to leave their homes if they are immigrants or if they live with people who are immigrants. People are afraid to send their kids to school, and the kids are afraid too. Our communities do not want this. No one who's a neighbor to an immigrant wants to worry that there's going to be this kind of operation where somebody might be shot and killed happening on their own residential streets. This isn't anything that our people signed up for. It's not what the Constitution or our laws are allowing. And people are calling us and asking for help. They're asking to be trained as legal observers because as much as we all grieve what happened, we know that it doesn't end here. We have to keep peacefully protesting.
All right, Naureen Shah, thank you so much for being with us this morning.